Alright, folks, it's official. I have found the worst cartoon reviewer. Seriously, guys. And no, it's not Vail, it's not Stuff with Scoutfly, and it's not Mac Time. It's Calobi Productions. Now, before I start my rant, let me address three things. 1. When I say cartoon reviewer, I don't necessarily mean that the channel is solely dedicated to cartoon reviews. I mean that the channel's main focus is criticism towards animation. I just use the term cartoon reviewer because there isn't a better term right now that I can use. 2. I'm aware that I'm criticizing a slightly smaller channel when compared to other channels that I've criticized in the past. Calobi, if you're watching this, take this not as a personal attack but as simple criticism. Don't get the impression that I have something against you on a personal level, despite how angry I might sound. Also, I know good channels out there with less subscribers than Calobi, so I think my standards are reasonable. 3. If you want to see more of my content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Now you might be thinking, yeah, I know, I'm not a freaking idiot. You probably found me begging for subscribers to be really annoying, right? Well, that's exactly what I had to sit through. In every video of his, less than 2 minutes in, he always has to remind the audience to subscribe to his channel. He has so little trust and is so desperate that he begs for subscribers less than 2 minutes into the video. Oh, but trust me, that's not the worst aspect of his channel. So Calobi Production is this amateur cartoon reviewer who uploads a bunch of generic and unfinished countdown lists and a bunch of fake and speculative news related videos. He's basically this weird hybrid of Vail and those boring countdown channels like Top Trends or Screen Rant. Except somehow Calobi Production is way worse. Now, if I had to pinpoint what motivated him to make videos on animation, it would be his top 5 cartoon crossovers, and for some reason he puts the best in parentheses instead of just naming the video top 5 best cartoon crossovers. He also never got to really finish the video. There were 2 picks left, and he instead decided to include them in another video called Top 5 Crossover Cameos. So why won't you just name the video part 1 and avoid tricking the audience? This wasn't the only time he did this, as he would later do that in other videos, somehow forgetting to finish the list. Just to make matters worse, this is by far the worst video of his. First of all, what an incredibly clickbaity thumbnail there. For any of you who think this is an official crossover, it's not. This is a screenshot of a fan animation from another YouTuber, of which I'll link in the description. It's a good video, by the way, unlike this one. I might as well also point out that this never happened either. I can't help but wonder if these deceiving thumbnails were the reason these videos got popular. Anyway, the entire video he barely takes an in-depth look at the crossovers he included in the video. Instead, he featured long clips of those crossover episodes, and in some cases the entire crossover. Just a warning, Calobi, what you're doing is copyright infringement, and no, it's not fair use. Fair use allows you to use clips from a copyrighted material without the holder's permission, as long as you offer criticism, commentary, or parody. You briefly express your views on those crossovers, and then you include needlessly long unedited clips, and in some cases the entire material in your video. That's not fair use. The worst part is that this video got 2 million views, and it's probably what got him to gain 31k subs. Welcome to YouTube, everyone. And just to make matters even worse, this wasn't the last time he would do this. In later videos, he steps up his clickbaity game by having very deceiving titles and thumbnails, like his How Blank Cartoon Will Look in 2018, which, by the way guys, none of those claims are true. In those videos, he starts talking about how it would have been cool if those cartoons were in CGI, which doesn't at all reflect what he promised to offer in the title. All you did was Google a bunch of well-drawn fan art and imagine how it would be like if those cartoons were animated like that. On a side note, let's briefly talk about his top kids characters reimagined as adults, where he used a bunch of fan arts to show how certain characters would look like if they were all grown up, and he didn't even credit the artists. Don't you think it would have been nice to give a shout out to the people who worked really hard to draw those pictures and probably strive to get recognition? Anyway, he also continued his reign of using overly long clips of cartoons, like his top 5 battles where he spent half the video talking about some Boruto/Naruto nonsense that no one gives a flying crap about and has very little to do with the title of the video, and then he used unedited fight scenes to fill the video. Again. But one could ask, ignoring his clickbaits and copyright infringement, does he have good stuff to offer himself? No, not really. The first thing you'll probably notice is that he clearly doesn't write a script before making his videos, so his commentaries don't feel very coherent. He sidetracks and talks about unrelated subjects for way too long. He mumbles a lot, doesn't have the time to fact check certain things. He also likes saying "it's crazy" a lot. Like, the number of times he said "it's crazy" is almost as large as the number of times I said "oh my god, please kill me" while I was watching his videos. He also says a lot of stuff that don't really make any sense, like the following. Example number 1. He said Gravity Falls is better than Teen Titans Go because of 2 scenes taken from each show that could have easily been taken out of context.
Many years ago, I found 10 symbols in a cave. Some I recognized then.
I could do the same thing with other shows. Just watch.
Professor Mishimo, maybe Robot Boy should stay with you. He's your creation and all.
No, Tommy. I'm an old man. Robot Boy belongs with you, where he can learn to be a real boy.
For anyone who's never seen those shows, they might actually think Robot Boy is better, and I think most of us can agree that it's not. If you want to prove that Gravity Falls is better than Teen Titans Go, you have to actually bring up substantial elements like characters, concept, animation, story, music, humor, and other things, and explain those in plain details. Example number 2. He thinks Gravity Falls is coming back in 2018 because Alex Hirsch wrote in his bio that he's cooking up a new mischief. Right, because Gravity Falls is the only thing Alex Hirsch is capable of doing and working on. And I know many people will bring up the upcoming graphic novels, and you know what? We could have a full debate on whether or not Calobi was only referring to the animated series coming back, and where the heck did he reach the conclusion that it was going to come out in 2018. But you know what? I'm going to give Calobi here the victory. Congratulations, your theory came true. Even though back in January, Alex Hirsch asked on Twitter if there were any good Gravity Falls fan artists, so the announcement of the graphic novels was sort of expected to happen. But victory for him. Example number 3. He claims that the Loud House might feature a Spider-Man cameo because both the heads of Lincoln and Spider-Man are shaped like a circle. I'm not kidding, this is what he actually said. Example number 4. Kissing is apparently inappropriate and a subliminal message. What? You know, I wish that was the worst part of his Teen Titans Go subliminal message video, but the worst part was how he spent an annoyingly long amount of time talking about stuff that didn't matter. Like, who's the best Teen Titans Go character? What? I don't care. I came here to see subliminal messages like you promised. Also, speaking of which, in his 5 hidden adult dirty jokes in kids cartoons video, he included a scene from Family Guy for some reason, despite the fact that it's an adult cartoon. Also, can someone explain to me why bubble wrap is a subliminal message? I seriously don't get it. Example number 5. He claims shows like Kids Next Door and Ed and Eddie need to come back because they had a good run. You know, despite the fact that both shows had at least 5 seasons and were well concluded, they even have a TV movie to conclude the show. Also, nice thumbnail there. Yeah, Gravity Falls and Fanboy and Chum Chum are totally Cartoon Network shows. By the way, can we address how incredibly inconsistent his audio quality is? When I was first exposed to his channel, I could swear the quality of his mic was getting progressively worse. But as I watch more videos, it gets better, then it gets worse, and the cycle continues. What is wrong with your mic, Calobi? It's almost as inconsistent as this guy's mic, and that's saying a lot. But hey, if you don't like his commentaries, you can always watch his fan animations, which aren't really any better in terms of quality. Even Vail pointed out how his fan animations kinda suck, and then Calobi responded to him in what was a downright terrible response video, starting off the video in one of the worst ways possible.
We produce the most legendary and just iconic videos on the internet, and even the biggest names on YouTube, they can't stay away from this channel.
Nice job there showing off your huge ego 20 seconds in. That way people will take you seriously.
I'm not here to talk bad about anyone, and this got me thinking, I just wanted to type in, what's going on in the cartoon community, because you guys know that I'm new to the community. I typed it on, YouTube, and this is just a lot of hate popped up, and I was like, whoa, I thought these guys were together. I thought these guys bonded together,
Well, I might as well insert myself into the mix. The rest of the video is just a bunch of nonsense, and I'm sure a channel called Jonas Smith is working on a response video. You can call that Loud House meets SpongeBob video a parody all you want, but I've seen that video and there is nothing there worthy of calling a parody. A parody is a humorous imitation of an artwork that's meant to offer ridicule and commentary on that certain work. And I'm sure some pretentious hipster is going to tell me that I'm not smart enough to spot the commentary on that video. And you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I am too stupid to identify the obvious ridicule and so-called hidden commentary. But the way how I see that video, it was just a poorly animated and poorly acted fan animation that disguised itself as a parody. But hey, that's just me. Now with all of this being said, this channel must have at least a few positive aspects, right? Well, this is why I think this is the worst cartoon reviewer. A few weeks back, I made a video talking about certain YouTubers that I don't like, with the two worst being Vail and Stuff with Scoutfly. While I still stand by my statements, even I have to admit both those channels have positive aspects. If you ask me what I like about Vail, I'll say, oh easy, Vail offers semi-news related content that can be useful and informative in some way or another. If you ask me what I like about Justin, I'll say, oh simple, Justin has a nice approach to his viewers, and his videos are visually pleasing to look at, especially because of his set. If you ask me what I like about Calobi Productions, the only response I can give to you is... well, wait, is that a trick question? Now look, if you like his channel, that's fine I guess. In fact, feel free to tell me why, because I personally can't find any single redeeming quality. Calobi, if you're watching this, just know that I'm not a hater. I'm just a guy who likes sharing my opinions, and it's up to you to decide if you want to listen to them or not. I'm not telling you to do anything. At the end of the day, you do what you want to do.